Welcome to Bible Logos. My name is David DeLuz, and I'm your broadcast host. Today, I'm excited to introduce part 1 of the message, Who You Think You Talking To? Please like and share this message on social media with your friends and family. All right, here's part 1 of Who You Think You Talking To?
James chapter 5, verses 16 through 18, New King James Version of the Bible. Going to start at the latter part of verse 16, where it says, the effective, fervent prayer of a righteous man avails much. Verse 17 says, Elijah was a man with a nature like ours, and he prayed earnestly that it would not rain, and it did not rain on the land for 3 years and 6 months. And he prayed again, and the heaven gave rain, and the earth produced its fruit. Before you take your seats, I want you to just look at one or two people, and you're going to adopt the title for this message, which is, Who You Think You Talking To? Who you think you talking to? Y'all see it up there on the screen? See it up there? Who you think you talking to? Man, this series of teaching, we've been talking about effective prayer. We've been talking about effective prayer. You have to work this thing. And one thing that we understand is in order to be effective at anything, it's necessary to know how it works. It's necessary to know the rules. It's necessary to know what works and what doesn't work. We also know that it's necessary to know where to apply your efforts. Better to focus or aim at a target than to just toss it up in the air in hopes that it lands in the right spot. But today I want to talk about the whom to direct your prayers, the whom to direct your petitions, your requests, your desires. And so the effective prayer tip that I want to start off with is this. We've got to know to whom to pray. That's the correct English way to say it. The ordinary English way to say it is that you got to know who to pray to. You got to know who to pray to. When we think about what prayer is communication. Prayer it's not mystical. It's not something that's spooky. It's simply communication. Another word for prayer is request. Prayer is making requests. Another word for prayer is petition. Prayer is petitioning. Another word for prayer is ask. Prayer is to ask. So when we think about petitioning, when we think about making requests, when we think about asking, doesn't it make sense that you would make the request of the one who not only has the ability to respond, but who also has the right or authority to respond to the request? Doesn't that make sense? So, for example, you would not ask Minister Will Gray if it was okay to drive my car. You wouldn't do that, right?
No, I'd ask you.
The reason why you wouldn't ask him is because somebody say it's not his car, right?
That's right.
And he doesn't therefore have the power, which is the ability. He's not able to give you permission to use my car. Neither does he have the authority or the right to give you my car. So you wouldn't ask him. So let's say you find Alex. And you may have seen Alex. Well, I've seen Alex drive him up to church in his car. And you might even have seen Alex running around with the keys to the car. But you wouldn't go to Alex and say, "Can I drive your dad's car?" And if you did that, he better not. Huh?
You better not say yes. I hear you.
You hear me?
I hear you.
And what's the reason for that? Because even though Alex, he might have the keys, he might have the power or ability to let you drive the car, but he doesn't have the authority to do so. He doesn't have the right to do so.
Right.
So you need power, which is ability, and authority. We're coming upon the graduation season right now. We've got our kids graduating from high school and from college and so on and so forth. And some of you are blessing your kids, your grown children, with cars for graduation.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Now, if you've given that child, and I'm saying child, I want to make sure this is an adult, given that grown son or daughter of yours, let's call the person's name Jackie, because Jackie could be a boy or a girl.
Absolutely.
All right? So if you bought Jackie a car for graduation, you've given it over to Jackie. If someone comes up to your house and asks you for permission to drive Jackie's car, and Jackie's standing right there next to you, even though you bought the car, because you've given the car to Jackie, you might have the power to allow that person to drive that car, but you don't have the authority to do so.
That's right.
Why? Because you gave that car to Jackie.
Welcome back. Now, we're just getting started, but I'm already so excited about this word. Tune in tomorrow for part 2 of the message, Who You Think You Talking To? And don't forget to like it and share it on social media with your friends and family. Now, I'm David DeLuz, and I want you to remember that the sower sows the word, and it is therefore with the same measure you meet that it shall be measured unto you again.